I was told many times from black police officers I spoke to from all over the country that we cannot get away with what the white cops can get away with, and we are in the same department. I've been told that by many, from California to Texas to New York to DC to, there's many people have told to me that's, been police officers. And they have a study that came out of the Indiana University. They found that black police officers are more likely to be disciplined than white cops. And I believe that based off of what they told me in this. Now, they were stating that the race discipline gaps, a cautionary note on archival measures of behavioral misconduct, and say the results of the study show that despite there being no difference between the number of allegations as they made against black and white officers, black officers were more likely to have documented cases of misconduct. They say it's impossible to know whether differences are due to racial bias versus, it says, some other unmeasured factors. However, it says nowhere that the pattern of the results is in line with what theories of racial bias will predict and with evidence of racial disparities in punishment in other settings. In other words, if someone accuses a black cop of something, it's going to stick for the most part. It's going to stick. And if they accuse the Mzungu, well, it may not stick. It may go away. Well, but it's the same way with criminal justice. They get arrested, but then they get their charges dismissed. They get, look at the cop with George Floyd, Derek Chauvin. He was arrested, but the third-degree murder charge tossed out. That happens a lot with them. A lot. Okay? So they say the study was conducted by 6 professors at the Kelley School of Business at the Indiana University. They say professors collected archival data from police departments in Chicago, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia. They say they learned that the data that black officers in Chicago were 105% more likely to be disciplined than white officers. And that's with a black police chief. See, I always tell people this. They're not going to put a black police chief or a black politician or whatever in a position if they're going to punish white folks. They cannot do that. Oh, but they can punish black people all day long. Let's say in Philadelphia, it was 48%. Okay? 48%. So the black officers get the discipline, but the white ones, they just get out of it. Okay? Now they say just as bias by police against citizens have been very slow to change, that it is likely that any bias within police departments have been slow to change as well. Just like same thing with rank. Black officers don't get ranked as quick as the Mzungu. They say you have to understand every system that's in this country is permeated with racism. Every system, it don't matter what it is. It could be policing, it could be the hospital, healthcare. It could be just business in itself, banking, Hollywood, other forms of entertainment, whatever you could think of, sports. Everything is permeated with racism. I told y'all, as long as they are in control, you're going to have racism. So the key is they have to have the control taken away, basically, from them. Once they have the control taken away from them, then you will see things change. But as long as they stay in control, no, you're not going to see nothing change. I'm telling you that. They're not capable of running anything equal. They said they then control for a number of allegations of misconduct, and they say black officers will discipline 132% more than white officers if you have a misconduct. They say allegations of misconduct included lack of service, and verbal or physical assault. Okay, they say the state's person utilize archival data to assess the variation of disciplinary action between black and white individuals. They say past studies showing that black people are disproportionately liable to experience prison sentences, school suspensions, and arrests. And the research wants to consider if there are differences black employees were made to face in the workplace. So they said they found that even well-meaning organizations, inequality and the distribution of disciplinary actions was still an issue. They said it often became entrenched in the company culture. So even in the police department, the same discrimination that they discriminate against the people, it discriminates against the same black officers as well. The black officer get in trouble, he gets it. The white ones, I said, this whole system just ate up with racism. You guys got to understand that. And the quicker that black folks understand that, the quicker we could do something about it. Now, what would be powerful is to see all black officers get out in the street and call it out. You know, organize. You know, say, hey, listen, we are black officers. We are about, you know, fighting for what's right in the community. But we got to tell y'all about these police departments. They are so racist. This is how we treat it. And trust me, if black officers step out there in unison, the community will back them up. As long as they tell them the truth, trust me, the community will back them up. A lot of black officers are scared to talk, don't want to say anything. Like, they treat you like crap. Why not say anything? You know, you could come here on our show and tell your experiences. You are definitely welcome to come here. That's what black media is for. If you can't come and tell everything that's going on, then you're like, what's the point of having black media? But they need to take a stand. Like I said, no more being silent. Because see, if you're silent and you're letting the good old boy system continue to go, which is a system of racism, then it's going to continue to oppress you. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with the black officers, how they're basically, you know, being discriminated against as well.